Look at that, huh? Little, a little StreamYard stock music for you.
Oh, it sounds great.
It is very nice that they offer such things. Hopefully, we won't get dinged for a some kind of copyright violation. You know,
It's all good. I'm not monetized anyways, so it's
no,
all
I
good.
would never. Nah, well, we're fledgling screenwriters, so we'll never be monetized.
Yeah, exactly.
Monetization is the problem, I hear. So, welcome everybody to another episode of ScreenplayDate. This is a show that basically involves two middle-aged-ish to me on the further side of the middle-aged-ish equation, who have extensive desires, dreams, and occasional pages to show for their screenplay obsession. And I'm Jeff Messerman in Wisconsin, and sitting across from me, rubbing his hands like a fly ready to devour some regurgitated enzyme, is Ryan Chataway. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I'm ready for tonight's sit. I am.
Very nice. Hey, he brought cake, the good kind,
Yeah.
not from the store, from the store.
Yeah.
We're gonna it's all the little things. We're gonna discuss David Mamet a little bit today, because even though his cheese has slipped off its cracker quite a bit, and may always have been, he's a Chicago guy, so what are you gonna do? But he has generated, I think, both on stage, certainly on stages where he got his start, and on screen as well, some of the best stuff you're going to see. And you don't see a lot of his work anymore for the sole reason that, again, he kind of lost his potty training along the way. So we'll talk about that too. Yeah. So how you been, Ryan? What's the week been like for you?
It's been extremely hot down here in Florida. It's the kind of heat that when you get the air conditioning going, say your air conditioning is set at 66, it doesn't get below 76 in the house.
No.
That's the kind of heat it's the kind of heat where you see people recharging their air conditionings in their car on the side of the road every day.
Oh no. Oh
so
man.
It's basically wonderful. Paradise.
It's a different lifestyle.
Yeah.
I suppose physiologically you get used to that, don't you? I mean, you've been there all your whole life, essentially. So
yeah, I mean, literally, I've never lived more than 5 miles from the same area. But the thing is, with global warming, it's getting worse every year. So It's kind of like inflation. Like, it doesn't really go. It's not really staying level. So cost of living goes up, and so does being uncomfortable when you're trying to live. So.
Right. Well, extreme discomfort is something we're very interested in, because we're interested in the screenwriting lifestyle here, and that's is never quite comfortable, except when you are sitting down and doing the drafting, and that is the part where you get to have fun. And eventually you do multiple drafts, and then you bring people in, beta readers, or worse, you send it out and someone gives you notes. And that is always a little disquieting and discomforting. But I thought we'd start out today with a brief round the horn on Mamet himself. I know Ryan is a huge fan of, as am I, a particular film of his. I don't know if you'd call it your favorite. We'll find out. Is The Spanish Prisoner.
Yeah, I would actually say that would probably be 100% my favorite of anything that he's done. So much so to where I'm pretty sure if I made a top 20 or 30 favorite movies, that would be on it. I love it that much.
Me as well. Definitely. I remember when it came out, and gosh, that's 96, right? If I'm not mistaken, or 90.
Yeah, I think it was either 96 or 97.
Okay. So I would have been 27 at the time, being born in 1970. And I recall taking a date. I recall her hating it. I recall her not really liking me either, actually. So that was okay. And so it wasn't a banner night for her. But I do remember being absolutely won over very quickly by that movie. a lot of it had to do with the fact that I love movies like Brazil and The Third Man, and The Spanish Prisoner, I think, has those elements in it. A lone man, a leaf in the wind, trapped in this just miasma of chaos that all he was trying to do was sell a process.
That's it.
That's it. I knew he was in trouble when Ben Gazzara showed up, but what are you going to do?
When
and of course,
Ben Gazzara is like, hey, I'm always looking out for you. That's great casting right there.
It sure is. Well, and it speaks so much to, and in fact, was very forward thinking on the type of corporate traps that people find themselves in nowadays. And in 96 or 97, I don't think we talked about it that much. And now we hear about it daily. It's just, someone who's getting walked to the, escorted to his car by security from their job or whatever. So that kind of corporate espionage is probably a day-to-day occurrence. What about the film, Ryan, beguiled you the most? I mean, there's so much to talk about. What is the one thing that keeps you returning to it like a moth to the flame?
So I think it's just like the details, really, like. And
the devil's in there, I hear.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, I know it's kind of cliche to say, but it's the mammoth speak. Like it's just the cadence of how
you're doing it now.
Yeah. The fact that you got Steve Martin playing this guy completely against type. And it's just twists and turns, and you don't really know at all what's going on.
Yeah.
But not in, it's kind of has like a tight, quick 90-minute feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like there's no deleted scenes that, it's to me, it's just perfect. And
yeah,
I love it.
I would suspect the road to get there to a tight film like that, probably all the deleted scenes were on the page, less so that were filmed, because you can't pull off a movie like that where there's so much, a book about tennis or and what that means, and a sister who may or may not exist, and a Sunshine Bakery that the even more sinister character, Rebecca Pigeon, Mammoth's wife, still to this day, I believe, still married, which knowing how he talks nowadays, I think, man, she is a giving, wonderful soul. But she probably, who knows? I'm not at the Mammoth residence. I don't know how that works.
Unless she's just, kind of talking like how she is during the whole movie. Like, I tell people, and obviously spoilers, everybody, that, I mean, just because you think she's a hero or like a friend at first, but like she kind of gives and I tell people, when you watch this movie, it's like you think sometimes maybe the acting isn't great. And I always say, there's a reason for that. And it's because she's not really great at trying to not be like a sociopath, basically.
Right, exactly. Well, and I know sociopath is, I guess it's sociopathic behavior. See, this is where now morals and ethics start kicking in. And Cineram's got it right there. Golly, Joe. Joe.
Golly, Joe.
You know what she is? It's funny because she's kind of this ultimate dream girl, isn't she? She's kind of seems naive and aw shucks and golly, Joe, when her very existence is the darkest thing imaginable.
Yeah.
I mean, once the guns start showing up, and it's remarkable how how serpentine and sinister, and the acting acrobatics too. She almost has to be good at being a bad actor while still being a good actor, while still being a bad, it's like this, it's like this Escher painting kind of, Tidbit Kid, welcome. Nice to see you. Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome.
Yeah. And Cineram has a good point right here. And you were just talking about this in our chat today. Have either of you seen Oleana? Pigeon was going to play opposite Macy. I believe Pigeon did so on stage, but got pregnant and was replaced with another young actor who isn't quite as good. And I mean, that all, of course, is I've seen the film, and I've never seen the stage version, and I've read Oleana. I remember that just blowing me away. I mean, when just in the reading of it.
Let's just go to the source, shall we?
There we are. Someone's packing heat.
And yes, it was 1992, and it has William H. Macy.
Yep.
And Rebecca Pigeon there. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I've only just finished this.
Sure.
You told me about it like one of the last iteration of ScreenplayDate.
Oh, did I?
And
I never change, do I?
So yeah, that's
I'm consistent. By the way, if you people see me squinting and tears streaming down my face, it's not that I'm overjoyed to be back with Ryan. I am, but I'm having an allergic meltdown right now at this moment. So Wisconsin and our perfect day is replete with pollen. So I apologize in advance if you blow me up if you're watching us on a OLED television or something, you can really see a Wisconsin Jewish guy fall apart in this little my little square here. So enjoy. Anyway, so full disclosure. So the reading experience of Oleana, did you and I'm about to go back a ways, but I remember it's a tough read at first because no one can really seem to finish a sentence.
Yeah.
When you're reading it, it's like, well, you ... Yes, I ... but I was ...
I mean, most of the pages is just hi.
Right. Machine gun of dialogue. But by the time it's over, and if you stay with it, I promise you, there's a gut punch upon gut punch upon gut punch, I thought.
Yeah. I actually think it's very. I don't think he could do it today.
It's a dangerous play, and it's a dangerous, by proxy, a dangerous movie, I guess. What's interesting is I've heard and I've seen the film. It's been a while. It's hard to get. I'm sure there's a DVD out there. I don't think it's made it to Blu-ray in any way, shape, or form. But I might be wrong about that. But the thing of it is, in reading the play and possibly seeing the play, the beautiful thing is, if you're going to meet someone for coffee after the play and talk about it, and you're going to argue about it, especially if you're either a teacher and a student or a male and a female, you're both wrong and you're both right. That's what the argument is. And the movie did feel a bit more like it chose sides. It swayed, I think, a bit more on Macy's character, I think, if I remember correctly. I felt a little more, and that's got to be a really razor fine tightrope for a director and an editor, because every beat, every silence is going to mean something in that particular story.
Yeah. I mean, I really, as I was kind of reading it, I was like, gosh, like you don't really, I feel like so much happened in the story that's not written that like it's really hard to fall on either side.
Sure.
But then at the end, at the climax, you're kind of like, whoa, like, and you don't really know exactly the detail. Maybe that was the point.
Yeah.
But kind of just the way that I don't know.
And violence does erupt.
Yes.
And it's, the dangerous thing for us as human beings to say is, well, that violence was deserved. And you don't want to go there because it never is, and it shouldn't be. But I can see somebody watching it maybe going, yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't want that. So Mamet, once again, is, the audience is a character in some ways. We're in it.
I kind of just, I don't know, maybe reading it with today's eyes, it is so, I could see why when it came out, people were saying, oh, he's just so misogynistic and blah, blah, blah. But
then is he? Because shouldn't a teacher, by the very nature of their job, it is a adversarial, relationship, and it is a power-based relationship. who has the power. And oy vey, I don't want to go there. God help us all. So, Tidbit says, I'm surprised Mamet didn't direct or write an episode of Criminal Minds, considering his collaborative relationships with Joe Mantegna. And then, sure, I don't know if Mamet would have ever found his way to television for two reasons. One, because what network would want to touch him with some of his admittedly controversial viewpoints? I mean,
he did the unit, and the unit didn't really last super long.
Oh, did he do that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that. Was it any good?
I never saw it, so I don't even know if it was well received. I think it was on for a few seasons.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure maybe at his he didn't want to deal with network TV after that or something.
Sure. Well, I mean, I hear it's not a walk in the park. So, interesting. Sitaram says, I remember thinking that I was on the student side right up until the end. She tells him that he tried to, me according to the law. I thought that was a bit of a stretch. Sure. Again, I would always say whatever opinion. I don't know what other work of art you can, maybe in painting or in, in sculpture, you can say this, but any opinion you have about Oleana is the right opinion. It's also the wrong opinion. Sorry.
I think it would make for great entertainment, and it'd be informative to have a round table one day with us, and then a few women that, or maybe one that's against it and one that's a fan of it, and I feel like there's so many things that you could.
We'll get hurt.
Yeah,
something bad's gonna happen if we do that. I promise you. So that's our just brief fanboying of David Mamet. And I guess his last few works, I looked him up, his last few stage works have been absolutely drubbed and lambasted by critics, and nobody's liked it. He's given some interesting interviews. I've watched a few of his most recent interviews, and, he at least has supporting evidence for his very, very extreme viewpoints. But at the same time, I don't know career-wise if that's the best approach. If I were his agent, I'd be like, maybe talk about Bugs Bunny cartoons more and less about Israel or something, or because it's not doing you any favors, bud. But I guess he's established enough or whatever that he feels he can do that, and that's fine. Did you ever see his film Red Belt? I
did.
Did you like it?
I don't really. I think I just saw it in the middle of. Basically, I don't remember anything about it.
Okay,
so I saw that, and then the one that he did with Val Kilmer around the same time.
That I like. That I actually
I did like that a little
bit. Yeah, and I recently watched what's it called with Danny DeVito and Delroy Lindo. It's pretty good. Heist, yeah, and I actually I enjoyed that more. It didn't stick to me the first time I saw it, but a more recent viewing, I enjoyed it a lot more than, and there's some good things in there. It's not perfect. It's not as the heights of The Spanish Prisoner or
it's his most commercially successful movie. And then I was like, I wonder how much money it made. And I went back and looked, and it's like the budget was like 25 million and it made like 29 million.
There we go. Like that. Don't spend it all in one place, Hollywood.
And it came out around the same time that The Score with De Niro and Edward Norton.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, I don't know. I think they're both those movies I really like, and they're like two sides of the same coin.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. It was funny because he got such a stellar cast for Heist, but that was my problem with it. The cast was a distraction for me.
Yeah.
I would have preferred a bunch of, Chicago theater types, character actors in there as opposed to the heavy hitters they did get. So, but yeah, we all have to accidentally become successful by so these things happen. So Ryan, I wanted this week also to and I'm already nervous and sweating, and luckily my allergies are cleared up. I have a slow release Claritin somewhere in my system here, so that's good. I wanted to pitch you a film that I'm writing.
Sounds great.
Oh boy! Well, we'll hear it first before you say that. And it's one that I've been noodling with now for probably got the movie idea in the spring, and it hasn't morphed much since. But I have written at this juncture about 40 pages on it. So Act 1 plus a little bit of Act 2. It's a pretty idiosyncratic script in that it's not a big opening weekend film. But I do feel like it's made for people like us, those who have that slightly off-center C on our shelves.
Yeah.
Because the film is born out of my outright lust for Samuel Fuller.
Oh, I love Samuel Fuller.
So let me pitch this thing to you with that in mind. The original title of this thing, because I loved Samuel Fuller's journalist background, is hard hitting. I don't know if you've seen him in interviews or where he came from. Yeah. So I mean, you're pretty well versed.
People are like, "Oh, John Ford's rough," and then it's like Samuel Fuller's like, "Hold my beer," like,
right, because it's gonna go bang and bang. Yeah. It's gonna explode, and yeah, exactly. So now I am not at all anywhere near the level of Samuel Fuller when it comes to life, life's hard knocks. I've had it pretty good. My hands are still pretty soft, I mean, but at the same time, I'm just very inspired by what he does. So the original title of this thing was I was trying to be very sensationalistic, and the title was I Shoot Because I Can, which sounded like a Fuller-esque title. It was just kind of that sort of, tabloidy kind of title. But then it didn't quite work. So currently the film is called The Films of Hal Breck. And let me fill you in. So The Films of Hal Breck is basically, here's the storyline, log line, so to speak. It's about a Korean War cameraman who comes home to 1953 Wisconsin with a camera, a box of Army film stock, and a habit of pointing his lens at everything. Like he's filming everything. It's sort of like he's the original TikToker. Okay. He's the original, whatever, when his footage accidentally exposes a staged bank robbery and a corrupt deputy's frame up of an innocent black man, that reel of 16 millimeter film becomes the most dangerous thing in town. So that's the film. That's the pitch. That's the log line. I can go deeper. So hold tight here. So this is kind of the world and the characters, and the world is a town, Higsby, Wisconsin. Think Mayberry, I mean, just a very nice, 1950s Eisenhower, it's Eisenhower's America, small town. Everybody knows everybody. And that's exactly the problem, of course. And our hero is Hal Breck, late 20s, Korean War veteran, still technically AWOL as far as the Army is concerned. Kind of shell-shocked, basically, and just kind of wandered off. And, sometimes, clerical errors, paperwork issues, they don't, whatever. So, but that's actually how he keeps getting his film stock, because even back then, 16 millimeter film stock would be somewhat expensive and hard to get for somebody in Higsby, Wisconsin, right? So he rents a room from a boarding house landlady named Mrs. Blaska, and he documents the world from behind a 16 millimeter Oricon camera. Oricons were like the main news gathering 16 millimeter cameras at the time. And, he's basically incapable of performing normalcy. He's definitely shell-shocked. He's almost like, I even call him on the spectrum or something at that point, but his spectrumish ways were probably inherited as opposed to born with them because of what he'd seen, in wartime. Think, of course, the steel helmet, fixed bayonets, the big red one, right? So he's detached, he's dry, he's unexpectedly kind of funny, and the camera is sort of how he makes sense of the world, and it's about to make his world very complicated because Hal films a bank robbery from a rooftop one day. Routine documentation, except when he screens the footage at night, something feels choreographed. The getaway's too clean. The faces are like way too composed. He brings it to the local deputy, Charlie Pulaski, and he gets brushed off. And the brush off is the tell. Charlie isn't uninterested. Charlie is careful. And then Hal and the local librarian, a career I'm invested interested in, Betsy Caldwell. She's sharp and she's a very composed public image, but she hides like this real spine. They wind up in a diner booth with the camera rolling when Charlie's deputies arrest Isaiah Green, a young black man, in front of the entire lunch crowd, sort of methodically, almost cheerfully, and Isaiah is charged with the bank robbery. Now Hal has two reels of 16 millimeter film that together tell a story in Higsby that nobody wants told: a stage crime, a frame up, a corrupt deputy, racist deputy who knows exactly what was filmed and exactly where the filmmaker sleeps. So like the sensibilities here is definitely fuller, pulpy, direct, not afraid of bold strokes. This is, I'm kind of reading from my notes here when I was originally writing it. It's also intimate. There's a warm screwball energy between Hal and Betsy, and before things are going to get very dark, and so yeah, I'm about like I said, about 40 pages in, and if you had a checkbook in front of you, is your pen out? What are we doing here?
I'm already writing. I was like, when you're talking, like he's like shell shocked, but then like surprisingly kind of funny. I think of him saying something, and then like somebody that he's around laughs at him as if he's cracking a joke, but he actually stays straight faced. And
right. Awkwardness was alive and well in Higsby, Wisconsin, circa 1953. Definitely,
I could see. I think it's a phenomenal idea. It's to me, it sounds like a mixture of, and I don't mean this in a negative way about the
I don't mind,
but it's like a mixture of like Peeping Tom and Blow Up.
Nice, and it's great company, sir.
Yeah, in terms of like, I mean, he isn't interested in murdering women, but he's interested in like literally the camera is his life.
Right. Well, that was the thing. And it's like, for me, a big part of this, and now that you've heard my pitch, maybe for next week, I'll send you a few pages to look at. We can talk about them because this is what we do here. I absolutely obsess on the page over the mechanics of loading film and exposing film and getting it, giving it its bath and, getting it on a reel. Because I think that's a beautiful thing that has really lost nowadays. Well, you'd be like, well, I'll bust out my phone and I'll film, it happens all the time. That footage is, solves crimes or ruins lives. Right. So, I mean, he's the first of that kind of quasi voyeuristic, and he's filming just because, I have scenes where he's just filming a creek because he's like, I need to capture everything. He's come away from the war with this need of like, and he's at his boarding house room, he has tons of footage that the army rejected, and he's putting it together and making something because it's the real horrors of war. And they're like, well, we can't use this. We want stuff for Stars and Stripes. We want this to be, sure, it's a Korean police action, but we need this to look, like we know what we're doing. And so there's that going on, that kind of thing going on as well. So there we go. I am working on it, and some days it goes well, and other days it goes poorly. I am writing essentially a page a day, and that actually is what I can do with work life, married life, a lot of cats.
Page a day is good. Like
it's not bad. Well, yeah, and I would like to recommend for those of you who want to do this, who want to write, and you should write screenplays because, the business is tailored for you to lose. So you're going to be writing screenplays. It's writing that you do for the right reason. Do it because you love it, and do it because you love movies, and do it because it's fun. Yeah,
I mean, it's like being a baseball player. Like the greatest baseball players strike out most of the time, and so that's what we do.
Yeah, right. Like those Seattle Mariners against my Brewers last night. 22-0, may I add. Crazy times.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Pretty fun to watch.
So I wrote, it's so funny because like I started writing a script the last time we did this.
Yeah.
And I kind of finished it, but it was really short. And then I was unhappy with it as a script and turned it into a short story.
Sure.
But now I like want to rewrite it as a script.
Nice.
And I just want to, so I think that'll be something.
That is what this show is about.
Yeah.
We want to inspire people to open up Final Draft, or I use something called Celtics. It's basically free. They want you to pay, of course, but there are ways around that. You can keep putting them off forever. And it's just formatting. I mean, it's not like it writes the script for you. It's just, and yeah, I mean, I love this show and this forum to become a place where, and actually Tidbit Kid jumped in here at the end and said, perhaps the reel of film, when they are chemically processing wrong, highlights something not seen when shooting it in the viewfinder. And yes, I do that actually at one point. See, you guys are already on it. I love it. And Cineram says he was part of an amateur screenwriters group some years ago. We would write pages and then pitch each other and read each other's work. And again, that we're currently at a half hour. We're already going long because Ryan and I like to talk.
I mean, it's in my last name, so like it's just
it's true. That was the original title of the show. Chat away is chatting away. But if we bust this thing out to an hour someday and we spend the last half hour talking and critiquing each other's work and the work of our viewers, we look at like one page. I know they do that over John August does that on his screenwriting podcast, which has really been going on forever. It was called Script Notes, I think is the name of that one. He does that with Craig Mazin, who is having a really good year. With what did he write? He wrote something that went huge.
Well, Last of Us, but Last of Us, the TV series, but he really was big with
Chernobyl.
Yeah, Chernobyl.
Yeah, Chernobyl was big. Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Your puppy really wants to be on the show, and I love that.
He thinks somebody's at the door, but buddy, there's nothing at the door.
Well, he heard my pitch, and that sounds to me like he wants you to write a check too. So, so that's all good.
My treat.
Yeah. So there we go. Hey, we've been going half hour. That's the fastest half hour of my life. We may have to kick the walls down this show, but I do want to, at least there in the early days, not take up too much of everyone's time and see if we can do this every week. We've proven 2 weeks in a row that we can. We have to, I think, do at least 6 because that will be the prior iteration, which was 5 episodes. So we have no choice. We have to do this at least 6 times, and then we'll reassess, and then probably hopefully take it to 60 and 600 episodes. I'm fine with that too.
Me too.
Excellent. Any final closing arguments here, Ryan, before we push the button?
No, I can't think of anything, and if I do, I'll bring it up next time.
We didn't get to sharing a movie we have on disc, and so let's do it in a matter of 30 seconds or less. I have been watching, much to my own chagrin, the Airport movie. Great fun. When it comes to screenplay, I don't know if there was one, but that's okay. There's a lot of very, very shiny, well made up, well coiffed stars who they plunge into the water, and a lot of screaming, and it's great fun. And I wish they made movies like this still. They kind of do, but they kind of don't. But anyway, yes. Ryan, what did you bring to us today?
I actually just got done going through all those like 6 months ago, so I know
Wonderful.
exactly what you're talking about. Okay. So I just wanted to show this off. This is it came out this year. Letty Linton.
Oh, I saw
Joan
that.
Crawford
That's
movie.
Yes.
This is the one that was
lost,
basically lost, and they couldn't show it because it was basically sued for copyright infringement. And they were like, "Okay, we know it's not a stolen product, but you can't show it after 1937."
Wow.
So, well, they got all that figured out, and Warner Archive restored it, and
cool,
beautiful edition.
That would be a pre-code movie then, or no?
I think
that's like 37.
Yeah, because it came out in 32.
Okay.
So it's definitely pre. And Joan Crawford in her early days, definitely pre-code. So
right.
Yeah.
Anything spicy and dicey in there, or mostly just?
I really enjoyed it, but I actually prefer some of her other movies from around the time period. But it's an incredible looking film, fashion wise. Like it's beautiful. It's a beautiful film.
Nice. So Warner did a bang up job again.
Yes, a Clarence Brown production.
Oh wow! All right,
legend.
Very nice. Cool. Good stuff. All right, you got recommendations. You got an assignment. Go write something, as the great Glenn Gers would say, a screenwriter who has a show on YouTube. You should watch him too. He's really good. Calls writing for screens. We'll talk about him sometime. Maybe we'll have him on the show. He's a really nice guy. So there we go. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ryan, for taking time out of your busy day to talk scripts, and we will see you again soon, everybody.